Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, everybody. I am so excited to bring you my special surprise guest for the day, Miss Stephanie Perry, because today we're talking about how Black women can make the move abroad money they need to move abroad in 2026.
Yeah.
So, I am an entrepreneur and my special guest is an entrepreneur. We're going to talk about not just entrepreneurship today, we're going to talk about jobs and other things in different countries and working there and all the things you need to know if you've ever asked somebody, what do you do for work, when they tell you they move abroad? Because I see a bunch of y'all like that's the first. Someone will be like, I just moved and I'm trying to find, I don't know, the best shawarma place. And someone's like, so what do you do for work? Right? So we know it's a big question and we're answering that here. Hey, hey, hey to everybody watching. If you're here, say hello. If you're watching this in the future, say hello. So many members of my membership are already here. Head out to San Gran, Olayinka, Junket. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We will do a membership only Zoom after this. But for now, welcome, Stephanie Perry.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. It's that time in between. How many of y'all have been sitting on the couch and doing nothing for the past, I don't know, what is time? What have you been doing for the past time, Stephanie?
I've been reading a book that I wish I had. I wish I had a more cheery holiday-ish book. Okay. I'm coming up on the end of Parable of the Sower.
Uh-huh.
I wish I had something else or something lighter. But that's what I've been laying around doing. That and watching Jeopardy with my mom and dad.
Nice, nice. I have been listening to it is a Brianna Wiest who wrote The Mountain Is You. It's not that. It's the collection of short essays she wrote.
101 essays to change your life.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Every essay is just a kick in the teeth. Girl, calm down.
I know, that's what I'll be saying to her. Brianna, chill out, okay? Relax.
What? I asked for a little bit, not a lot. Just a little bit. I didn't need a kick straight in the teeth. So
that's what I've been doing.
Why? Have you read? I can't get The Mountain Is You in like reading form, in book form from Libby, because all my libraries be like, the wait list is 3 years. Thank you.
Oh, you should have told me. I could have brought you the paperback. I got it in paperback, ebook, and audiobook.
Look at you. But I can get an audiobook. So I'm now that I'm listening to her thingy, I'm gonna listen to it in audiobook.
I felt like that's a book that will change my life. But it's gonna take me three or four readings.
And that's why I'm enjoying her audiobook, this by audiobook, because I know if I had to actually sit down and read those actual words, I would just be like, it's time to close the book. It's time to close the book. But I put it on when I go for my long walks, and I tell myself, this is what I'm going to listen to. So there is no closing the book. Yeah. I got to listen to it. However long this walk is, she gonna be in my ears, kicking me in the teeth.
I listened to it right into that when I did that road trip to Yosemite National Park. And I was like, this lady don't have to, why is this lady talking to me like that? I wanted to get on Instagram and be like, lady, would you shut up? Will you chill out? Please relax, son.
Why are you in my business, Sodi? Who sent you my journal? Number one.
So yeah, so it's I have it in all forms. I have it at my house, but I don't have it here. I could have brought it to you.
I'll be at your house sooner or later. One way you can make money, writing books. Kick somebody in the teeth, like Brianna does.
Yep.
Can
I introduce myself?
Have you not done that yet? Did we skip that completely? I said your name.
You said my name. But
introduce yourself.
Hi, friends. My name is Stephanie Perry, and I went from house sitter to person who hasn't lived in the United States for not house sitter. So Can I reverse?
Rewind.
Hello, friends. My name is Stephanie Perry, and I went from pharmacy technician. I went from hospital pharmacy technician with a very in-person job where my job was to shoot drugs into IV bags for patients in the hospital to a person who hasn't lived in the United States for more than 10 years. Since September of 2015, I have not lived in the United States. And so if I can do it, you can do it.
You can do it.
That's my introduction. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Hi, y'all. Let me introduce myself since apparently that's the thing we do. My name is Rashida Dow, and I went from being a corporate lawyer to a woman who does as little as possible and eats chips, plantain chips preferably, on my couch in Mexico. After taking a career break and putting my career on hold for a year, which I know sounds terrifying to some people, and it was. Put my career on hold for a year and then decided that the career wasn't actually making me happy. It was making me money, but it wasn't making me happy. And there had to be other ways to make money that weren't sacrificing my own happiness. And so I found them. Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Let's take a moment to acknowledge Stephanie matching her background. Look at that. Another one of her colors.
Coordinate.
Another one of her colors. That orange, that pink, she owns those. It's lovely. It's lovely.
No, I don't own them because you cannot own colors.
Listen, it's my channel. It's my channel. I said what I said. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you, if you know what that was. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so speaking of writing, we spoke to Layla yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to publish a book, she's doing a retreat in San Miguel de Allende in November that you're going to be able to leave with a published book. I don't know how that works, but her website is a lovely inspiration, and that video with her will be live sometime in the future on the Exodus channel, so you can get more details there. So if you're like, I would like to kick someone in the teeth too, Brianna Weiss don't know nothing I don't know, because it's factually accurate. Yeah. She's not saying nothing we don't already know.
No.
She just put it down and got it published.
That's right.
So if you are like, I would like to publish something into the world, Layla's helping people with that. And that is a moneymaker. Look how many copies of Brianna's book Stephanie has.
Yeah. Yeah. And I only know about it because somebody in the community told me to read it, right? Which I now see was a little bit of an insult.
a little bit of a little.
I think you need some help there. Like, I think you could use a wake-up call.
Yeah. You want to get punched in the face every day? Here you go.
Yep.
Okay, so we are talking about ways to make money. And I'm going to start with you, Stephanie. What's a way to make money that you see other people doing that you would like to do, or that you think would be fun or interesting, but you have never done it?
Okay, so let me ask some questions. Are we talking about money that is online only? Because we're talking to
give me your first answer. I'll tell you if you need a second one.
I wish I had artistic inclination and I could sell a sculpture for $450,000.
Oh,
sculptors.
You can get online.
Sculptors.
Yeah.
Okay. Artists and in particular sculptors really impress me because it's just a thing that it's way outside of my skill set and abilities. And it's a thing I'm jealous of, actively jealous of people who can see something and their hands can produce that very thing.
Listen, 3D printing, molds, things like that. It's not impossible. I just bought sculptures online from someone.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I should talk about that last week. I won't remember the name of her thing now, but one of y'all will and tell us about it. I don't remember what it was. lit bodies.
Oh, the
The
naked
vases.
ladies.
Yeah, she makes them, I think, out of concrete.
Mhm.
And she also makes candles,
Mhm.
right? Like, and not, it's not just her fabricating them. Like, there's a company she works with, but like she does all of the stuff.
Yeah.
That's thought, yeah. Okay. So, and she makes money doing that, sells it online. She's not, it's seems like the kind of thing you could do from anywhere, right?
That's right.
You just have to get the shipping. Probably have someone ship it for you, like a facility that ships it for you. If you're in a country where shipping, like we're gonna have to pay huge tariffs to go to if your main market is the US, right?
Yeah.
You could have to, if you were mailing it from Colombia, you probably want it shipped out of somewhere in the US
Mhm.
to avoid the tariffs. But
Yeah. It's nice to see artists
yeah.
treating their art as a business. We're
Mhm.
like really tricked into the concept of art and craft being separate,
Mhm.
right? And art is so sacred and so holy that it can't be for profit. That's only within the last couple hundred years. That's not how art used to be. And so it's really nice to see artists moving back into the world of business as well.
Yeah.
But it also means it's really hard to buy art today. It's really hard to see an artist that you like and buy her art. Uh, Should be like, I'm showing at this gallery, period. Right? Like there's no, and I also have my website and whatever. You know, I don't know. It's just hard.
Listen.
But art is a legitimate business model for
Uh-huh.
some people.
I I emailed a gallery in New York the other day, like, what y'all talking about? What y'all got of this artist and how much does it cost? Another kick in the teeth, real quick, when they told me the numbers. But I was like, one day I'm gonna have $40,000 in my art budget.
Uh-huh.
It's not today. But to buy art that I haven't seen in person,
Yeah,
one day I will have $40,000 in my art budget.
that's right.
It's just not today. And this is an artist who's passed. So there's
Ah,
no, right? Like,
it's
it's
not
not
going
like,
down.
because like 40,000, you could probably get like a custom piece from a lot of people. Not everybody, but a lot of people.
Mhm.
She ain't no more custom pieces. She's making pieces up in heaven now. So
Yeah. So artists in our community, take it, add in, if you add in the business piece, right? Add in the idea that this is also a business. Um, it's legit. You don't have to only make art out of a place of, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't, it seems like some artists only make art out of a place. Once they add a price tag to it, they feel like it's not art anymore. That's
right.
absolutely not true. Whether
No.
you're talking paintings, sculpture, music, poetry, it's still art, even after someone pays you for it, I think. And
It
so
is.
that's a
It
valid
is.
way that we see people doing things that I'm jealous of.
Um, I was going to say something. What was I going to say? Oh, over in Exodus ASAP, Courtney Bowden spoke last month about using your art to create income.
That's right.
That replay is still available if you're over in Exodus ASAP and you haven't watched it yet. Watch it. If you're joining us soon, make sure you catch that. And if you're an artist, because I think it's really important for people to know ways they can monetize their skill sets.
That's right.
Um,
That's right.
Dr. Donna says you can start an art collection at any price point.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I want $40,000 art. Like, absolutely, you can start at any price point. Um, okay. I think what came to mind when I asked you that question for me,
Uh-huh.
feet pictures,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
feet pics. Except men, right? Like if I could sell my feet to lesbians, anybody, in the rainbow spectrum, fine. Cis het men, it's the communication. It's the talking to them
I
in order to
understand.
get them to buy the feed. That's my hurdle. But
I
some of y'all
think
enjoy men.
I think that for a person who wants to do this and who doesn't want to communicate with or DM men directly or have, you need there would need to be a business partner,
Yeah.
right? Or an employee.
Yes.
I think it's possible to be a person who doesn't want to interact with men, because men, especially men who are going to be your OnlyFans subscribers, they're going to be the menest of men, right? They're going to be the most men.
Worse.
The most men that you ever come in contact with. Some of them, I'm sure, are going to be perfectly delightful,
Yes.
and then some of them are going to be horrible people.
I feel like my opinion of men is not at a place where I want it to get any lower, right? Like that's part of it. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Where we are right now, don't send me worse than what we've got. Where my level is right now,
Yeah.
don't send me anything worse because I don't think I could take that.
But I do think so. OnlyFans women are fixing the money gap, right? For them and their families, at least, they are closing the wealth disparity gap. They're getting their reparations.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's another way that I would add that to my list as well, of ways that I see people making money and I'm like, do that. I just know that I don't think that's my methodology. Although who knows? Because you see somebody recently was on OnlyFans and I was like, that is so smart of her. Anyway, I put that's on my list too. I would add that to my list too.
Alex L posted that we've had people come in and talk about OnlyFans multiple times at Exodus Summit, so I'm not new to this, right? She posted that her friend was making $30,000 a month showing feet on OnlyFans. And I'm like, even though I've heard those numbers before, every time I hear them, I'm like, my Jesus.
Yep. In this economy,
in this economy, $360,000 a year on OnlyFans. The other day I saw a stripper doing math about how much she made and how much she took home. She took home like $500,000. And I was like, after paying like upfront, paying taxes on everything, I don't know.
Yep.
She took home like $500,000. And I'm
Yep.
like, that they didn't let us work for 100 years. They didn't let us do paid work for years. That's that reparation.
That's reparations. I believe that. Especially when you talk to women who say most of their clientele is white men. I wholeheartedly believe that. So for some of us, that's as close as we ever gonna get to reparations. And Plan says, I got feet too. Yeah. I would say Black women, I would say you have to, I think you do have to enjoy the way that you make money for it to be sustainable. Even if you're making $300K a year, if you hate it, you hate it, and it's still gonna kill you early. Okay. But if you hear about this, Black women selling feet pics, Black women doing webcam stuff and whatever else they do on OnlyFans, if you hear about this and you're like, oh, right, Black women doing phone sex, if you're like, oh, I could do that. I think it's time, because there will be a time when men will not be interested in actual women anymore, right?
They're gonna be like, where them robots at, baby? Give me that sexy AI girl. She don't talk back. Yeah.
Right. Sex robots are coming. They already exist.
Yes. That's why
Right?
they're making the robots. That's why they're making the robots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For subjugation.
Yeah. So now I think it's go time. Now you're in the sweet spot of sex robots aren't really accessible yet. And there are women teaching you how to make good money on OnlyFans. Right? You've got somebody to show you what to do, and you've got time to do it. I know that $3 million, once Stephanie Perry has $3 million, Stephanie Perry's not working anymore. Right? Could you spend 5 years making $3 million on OnlyFans, or 2 years, or 6 months? I don't know what these people be doing, right? And then that is the end of your work life forever?
Octavia said, could you work 2 months and move on? Could she work 2 months and move on with the rest of her year? Absolutely. If you made 60K in 2 months and then said, y'all want to see these feet? Come back next year?
That's right. I have one time my high school best friend, and we went to college, we went to Spelman together the first year. And one time I'm sitting in the dorm room and her boyfriend came over and he was like, he was like, Stephanie, that is a foot. Stephanie. And he could not stop staring at my feet. I didn't know, right? I didn't know to put my feet away. I have a high arch. I have a foot that men will stop and look at, right? Get your money, friends. Get your money. Stop the conversation. Stephanie, that is a foot.
My God. What?
Behold. All right, wasn't no OnlyFans in 1992, but there's OnlyFans today.
Well, you said it about it not being long lasting, or not being like kind of just like zenith it's at right now.
Yeah.
I think it's a reminder of what we've talked about voiceover work, and how voiceover work was a way you could make steady money, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be the same kind of money in the future, because everybody's just using AI now.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's just using AI to make these voices. And so you hear that same man's voice on everything. And the voice artists are gonna feel that in a year or two. Not that you can't make money on it, right? Not that everyone's gonna suffer, but it's gonna be harder to be new in the business, right? That was something that we've talked about in Exodus Summit. We talked about when we brought money a few times, but I don't know if it's going to be as sustainable as it used to be.
One thing we do know, out of every way that we're going to talk about today to make money, none of these are going to help you if you don't ever get started.
Oh, a word.
Right.
A word.
None of these.
All right. What is a way you think more Black women could be making money, but they're not doing it for some reason, any reason?
So the one I'm going to say, I don't fully understand what it is, okay? But I know that I know Black women who do it, and I know based on the fact that they do it and make good money, other people could do it. They are consultants for the people who used to be their employers.
Yes. Yes.
There are Black women who, for one reason or another, left the traditional job, but do the same or similar work for the same people for more money. Mm-hmm. If your job has decided that they were going to let this anti-DEI wave push you out of work, but they still need that role filled, or they still need that work done, or they still need the knowledge that you have, is that a thing that you could do? Consult for the people who used to employ you at a better rate, higher price, and with probably fewer hours. Everyone I know who's a consultant does less than they did as an employee.
The thing about Black women in any job, you know everything.
Yeah.
You know where the bodies are buried.
That's right.
Because they be having meetings and acting like you're not there. You saw the email and you remember the email and you take notes, because we love a receipt. We love a receipt. Right? They know you know the stuff. Right? They know you know it. When my last business, the business I worked for, went away, they laid off almost everybody immediately. They kept 2 people around for 7 months, the CEO and me. I did no work. I didn't show up for nothing. I got paid extra. I did nothing. I specialized in doing nothing for that 7 months. Because I know.
Yep.
You know I know everything. And just in case you need this information, you want me to be here with you instead of out there with somebody else ignoring your phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
Negotiate a little something for yourself. Negotiate a little something.
That, I know that seems really scary to be on your own, but
Mm-hmm.
well, maybe not. I don't know. So things change. And so this we're in 2025, almost 2026 now, post 300 and something thousand Black women being pushed out of the workforce. So maybe the idea of consulting is less scary than it used to be. People used to be really concerned about not having the quote unquote job security of
Right.
having a traditional job.
I think the job security fear that exists now, right, is different from the job security fear that existed years ago. Like
Okay.
years ago, we all had to be loyal to our jobs because you needed a job, right? Now I think the job security is healthcare. But we're talking to people who want to move abroad.
Yeah.
You don't need that American healthcare anyway,
Absolutely
right?
not.
If you're a Black woman who wants to move abroad, unless you have a existing condition that you can't get treatment for outside of the US, cannot, which there's nothing.
No, doesn't,
There's
there's no
doesn't
such
exist. Jokey joke, that doesn't exist, right? Then don't worry about that insurance, the health insurance that they got you paying like $12,000 a month for now or whatever from January. Woo! It's not, you could pay out of pocket in whatever country you're going to and pay less than a month. In a year, pay less than a month insurance in the US. Pay out of pocket.
That's right. Flutterby, PNW, and Junket both said that they did this. They consulted for their for previous employers.
I think Yolanda from Locating Cozy did that too, if I remember correctly.
Okay. It's a real thing. And when I hear somebody say it, I'm never like, well, that would work for you, but it wouldn't work for others because you know how there's something, sometimes you hear something, you're like, well, that's a you thing. That's a one-off. I've never heard a Black woman explain how she did it and been like, well, that's a one-off. Other people can't do that. I've never felt that. I've always been like, oh, okay. Well, more people doing that, please.
Let's do it. Yeah. All right. I asked you what's something they're not doing. And someone, as I asked that question, someone talked about trading. And I think I'm so torn by trading. Okay. I'm so torn about trading because I don't really get it, right? Because I feel like it's a way I see Black women making money, supporting themselves, living good lives. Sandra over there in whatever part of Asia she's in now, maybe I don't even know.
Right.
Living a good life off of trading. But I don't really understand it to the effect of saying that I want to do it. But I think it's something that if you're detail oriented, see, that's the thing about me. Yeah. If I got to do something every day or remember to check in at a certain time, baby, I'm on a flight. Who gonna make this trade, right? Like I went to the Philippines and turned my phone off for 2 weeks. What's going on in the economy? I don't know. I don't know. Right. So
that's right.
I think if you have attention to detail, you're focused, it seems like it's a really good way to make money. I'm not saying easy. No. I'm not saying no startup required. I know these are hurdles, right? But people seem to be making money doing it. And I love seeing Black women do that.
I agree with that. If you know that your life costs you $60, $70, $80 a day, right? And you can be a detail-oriented and trend watcher. Detail-oriented traders are trend watchers. They have to see what's happening and notice trends and track things for days and years and weeks and months. I said that backwards, but track things over a long period of time. It takes a specific personality trait, just like everything we've already talked about, right? It takes a specific type of person, but I think it's legitimate. I'm I would be down with it too. I think so you know me, I feel like I can see the future. And so trading for me is it's either going to be
3 million like that,
$3 million
or
in a week, or I'm going to lose everything to trading or just have to quit. But I think there is a skill, like it's not some mysterious thing. It's
right.
not mysterious.
Right. I did some math the other day and realized that if I was of the age to take retirement withdrawals without any tax consequences,
Yeah.
and I lived a different life, I could live all year on my December dividends, all year long on my December dividends. Now, almost all my dividends come in December. Before that, the previous 11 months might be like $10,000 in the whole 11 months. But that 12th month,
Yeah.
that money be rolling, and I'm not invested in dividends funds, but I happen to be invested in funds that sometimes pay dividends.
Okay.
And baby, I said, oh, that's usually here's where I didn't know, because I want y'all to pay attention to what's going on with your money. I have everything set to reinvest. So the money comes in and then it reinvests in the same fund it came out from. It just happens automatically every year. This year I was like, hold up, let me stop that from happening so I can see the money and then decide what I actually want to do with it. And when I did the math, I was like, I can live on this. Now, I couldn't live on this and travel the way I want to and buy $40,000 pieces of art. The art budget would be zero. But I was like, we talked about dividends in the summit, but we didn't I didn't think about the fact that I am getting dividends because
don't see it normally.
I don't see it, right? And when I think about dividends, I think about, when people talk about living off their dividends, I think of it as like, here is $5,000 for the month, or like $3,000 for the month. And that's not, I get, like I said, like $1 some months in some of these funds. But looking just at December and being focused on like what my money is actually doing taught me a little something. So I was excited about that. I don't live that life, and I'm not at the age where I can take that money out without any consequences. So that's not the plan, but it's a nice little bonus. All right. So tell me, what is something that a way that you make money that you didn't even realize you were making money? Is there anything you have in your life like that?
No. Do you have one?
Just dividends. We just talked about it.
Oh yeah, we just talked about it. No.
Or like you didn't realize how much money you were making.
So affiliate income is a thing that sneaks up on me. I forget about it sometimes. I'm going to talk about trusted house sitters anytime anybody asks me any question about traveling on a budget or doing scouting trips or seeing the world or getting away from their family or whatever. I'm going to talk about house sitting anyway. And I'm going to talk about trusted house sitters when I talk about house sitting anyway. Trusted house sitters pays me 40%, I believe, commission on trusted house sitter memberships using my link. The highest membership, I believe, is still $250. I get $100 when $100, 100 American Earth dollars when someone registers or joins Trusted House Sitters. So that's good money. There are times when I get $300-400 a month because I don't do much, put in much effort. There are times when I get $2,000. I think probably $2,500 a month is the most I've ever made. And I've had quite a few $2,000 months just in affiliate commission.
And you lived a life where you could live on before you started paying rent like a sucker.
Absolutely.
You lived a life where you could live off of $2,500 a month.
Absolutely. Even without house sitting, even with paying for Airbnbs, I had plenty of $2,500 a month.
So this isn't a message to get on Trusted House Sitters and become an affiliate. This is a message to find an affiliate in in the area you want to work in, what you want to do, something you want to support, and promote the hell out of it.
That's right.
Go
That's
ahead.
right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, trusted house sitters.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us a little bit about trusted house sitters.
Trusted House Sitters is a platform for people who want to house sit and pet sit around the world. If you have any interest in staying in people's homes while they're away and getting free accommodation, you should consider it. I think you should be a friend of animals, but there are plenty of house sitters out there who don't do any pet sits. It's not the easiest. It's harder to get. They're more in demand. But if you're a friend of animals, like you should have already been on Trusted House Sitters. It is an easy platform to use that is not yet mainstream. And so we're not yet at a place where, just like men are going to ruin AI is going to ruin OnlyFans at some point. Everyday people are going to ruin Trusted House Sitters at some point, but it's not mainstream yet. People on Trusted House Sitters are just regular, everyday people who love their pets or their plants and want to be able to travel, period, right? They're just people who want to open their home to another person while they're gone and have that person take care of their personal responsibilities. And so I've been house sitting with Trusted House Sitters since at least 2018, but I think 2017. And it's how I got to see the world. So I told you, for 10 years, I didn't live in the United States. That's because for 10 years, I just went wherever a house sit would send me, right? Go there. You pay for your own transportation, but you don't pay for your place to stay. And not paying for accommodation for months and months at a time really took the pressure off of everything else that I wanted to do to make money. Right? When you don't need to make $2,000 a month, when you can live on hundreds of dollars a month instead of thousands, the pressure is off and you can try some things. And I can launch a YouTube channel and do other things and not have the pressure, the stressors of needing to make all of the money.
Okay. Drop your affiliate link.
Okay, let me do that.
Thank you. All right. What is a way that you made money that wasn't for you, but you think is for other people?
Wasn't for me, but I think it's for other people. Do you have one? You
Being
go
a lawyer at a tech company. Woo! Being a lawyer as a Black woman. Child, I'm tired. Being working at a tech company was not for me. I'm glad. Okay, so I feel like 4 years ago, all I saw on the internet was, how do I get into tech? 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 And I don't see that as much anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it's because people realize, there's a whole lot of fool's gold over there. It's not real. It's shiny. It might pay you, but I was working for BMW in Ohio, and I was being courted by Uber, and the recruiter was a secret hater. I didn't know at the time, but she was a secret hater. I had to actually tell the person who I was going to be working for, that if you make me keep talking to this specific recruiter, I'm not coming to your company. Like, just so you know, that's not. She told me, she offered me money to move. Now I live in Ohio. I'm getting paid X amount and getting a car on top of the X amount. I was going to go to California and get Uber rides, not unlimited, capped, I don't know, like $100 Uber rides a month. Something that's like in the Bay Area is 3 rides and you're done, right? And so the money they offered was a pay cut. And I was like, why would I take a pay cut to move to, not like comparing the cost of living to pay cut. No, like a straight across the board pay cut. And I was like, why would I'm not taking a pay cut and moving to California from Ohio. I said, why would I take a pay cut? She said, well, most people come here for the honor of working for Uber. And I was like, you would not say that to a white man. You wouldn't. You wouldn't talk about the honor of coming to, you would just pay him. The honor of, I work for BMW.
I work for BMW, lady. What are you talking about?
I have a BMW in my driveway. They give me money every month for gas. Like, why would
gas
I?
money?
I guess because they didn't want to put the cheap stuff inside. So they gave us a little, not a lot of money, not all, but like they gave us a bump so that we would put premium in it.
Wow.
She said, and I did not take a pay cut. I got more money. But that should have been a, not, it wasn't a sign, because like even the CEO of the smaller company I worked for within Uber called me and was like, hey, we actually want you to come. Ignore everything she's done so far, right? Like they tried to make it right. Okay. But the larger company culture was like toxic in a level that I've just never seen before, right? Mm-hmm. That is the thing that like, you can do it, girl. But it didn't help that my role, and that's why it's really important to know what you do. My role was, I often was in the position to tell people, no, this great idea you thought of in the shower, but you want implemented today is illegal in 17 states. So either we don't do it in those 17 states or we don't do it anywhere. You tell me what you want to do, right? And at BMW, I could say that and people would be like, oh yes, the law. At Uber, where they grew up not actually paying attention to the law. When I said something was against the law, they'd be like, well, fix it. Or like change the law. And I'm like, you want me to change the law in 50? This is illegal in 50 states. You want me to change the law in 50 states so you can implement something by the end of the week? But like, it's that idea that these people are the best. Tech fools itself into thinking it has the best and the brightest of everything. And if they're the best and the brightest, how dare you say no to them? Yeah. Right? At BMW, I could say no, and they'd be like, well, yes, the law matters. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay. At Uber, when I said no, it was very much, you're just a hater. Or you don't know what you're talking about. We're going to stop inviting you to meetings because you don't know what you're talking about. And I'd be like, okay. I'm not even going to fight you to get into the room to fight you. You had a meeting and didn't invite the company lawyer?
I'm not going down with this ship.
I'm not in the midst of that meeting if y'all even took minutes. It was never, that plan was never sent to me by email. You have no record of me ever seeing it. Blessings. And that's why they paid me for 7 months to stay on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Y'all think I don't know? I know. So yes, so I think that's the one thing where I was like, I made money doing it, which my therapist was like, my therapist looked me dead in the face one day and said, they sound like terrible people. And I was like, you know what? Yes. Absolutely. They sound like, they are terrible. But like, it was the kind of thing where like, I'm going to a therapist because of how I feel about this job and like the stress it's causing, right? Yeah. And my therapist is like, girl, get out. So yeah, that was my experience in tech. I wouldn't do that again. Mm-hmm. Would not. Someone asked me earlier, hold on a second, let me find Starred. You talked about why you decided not to work as a lawyer, especially now that there are a lot of remote lawyer positions. Clients. I don't want clients. I don't want. Those people in the company were my clients, and they were terrible people. Yeah. I don't want that again. Not interested. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I would say for me, it's because of the schedule. I think teaching abroad, teaching English as a foreign language in a school is a wonderful way for people to move abroad, right? They give you we had a session in the Exodus Summit 2025 where the teachers who were teaching in a school abroad, whether they were teachers before or not, We're getting good perks, housing stipend, maybe the woman who worked in administration for the school, she got like a car or a driver, and her
Yes.
kids could go to the school for right, good perks. But then you're beholden to that school schedule. For some of you, no problem. School schedule, I'll deal with that. No problem, especially if you're in a location that you like anyway. If you're already in Thailand,
right? Or if you have a child who's got to go to school anyway, so you're stuck to the school schedule regardless.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So I think it's a perfectly wonderful way to do it. It's one of the reasons we had that session at the summit. It's just that I am past the point where I can be on someone else's schedule right now. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. When Rashida says I'm going, if she says I'm going to such and such a place, I'm like, oh well, let me book my flight. I'll see you there. What are the exact dates, please? Right.
That's actually exactly how we ended up on the cruise together the first time. I was like, I'm going on this cruise. And she said, wait, what?
Send me
the details. Next day, she was on it. Next day.
You think I'm not
going? Let's go.
Please. Yeah. So I think teaching abroad, whether you're a teacher now or not, teaching abroad, especially teaching for a school, is a wonderful way to get out of the United States. It's a wonderful way to make the money you need to live your life, whether you're teaching English as a foreign language or you're teaching some subject that you're qualified to teach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't want to be on that schedule right now. When I have to, I have to. Yeah. But at this point, I ain't got to be on nobody's schedule, and I don't want to be.
Our guest, Dr. losing my mind, is in the Falkland Islands right now teaching. I may not make it to the Falkland Islands in my lifetime.
She sure is. Quilty, like, Dr. Quilty Brown. Dr. Brown Quilty?
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh. Yes.
What? In my life, I might never make it there. And she's like, yeah, I'm just going to teach for a few months. They needed to sub.
For one semester? I think it's one semester?
Yes. Oh, live your life.
Yep.
Okay, Miss Ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So teaching abroad is a thing. Teaching abroad and teaching English abroad are two different things. You need to be a qualified teacher to teach abroad. Now, there are ways to become a qualified teacher if you have a degree, if you're not a qualified teacher today. There are ways to do that relatively quickly, right? So there are people who are teaching some subject abroad. Adelia taught history and social studies, I believe.
Geography, math.
Geography, those kinds of things. Those things. She taught that kind of stuff in Houston, and she taught that kind of stuff around the world. And then there's also teaching English as a foreign language abroad, which, to be qualified for that, friends, you need to be a native English speaker. They love an American accent, a Canadian accent, right? If you're a native English speaker with an American or Canadian or British accent, and you get a TEFL certification, that's another pathway to leave the United States and make money in another place with a job. So when people are always like, do you help people? Y'all over here talking about Black women moving abroad, but do you help Black women get a job? Well, if you want to get a job abroad, that is a thing that you can do. And some women right here in this chat have done it. Black Diamond, I got my TEFL certification. Okay. It's a thing.
Catrice got her TEFL certification. I don't know if I was supposed to say that though. But she
oh, congratulations. Oh,
friend, let me know if I wasn't supposed to say that.
There's lots of Catrices.
There's lots of Catrices, yes. Something in the comments reminded me of, okay. Also, let's talk about how, I'm going to real quick tell you a boundary I have about work. On this channel, in this lifetime, and I'm pointing at me, my lifetime, you're not going to see me recommending that you create an AI-focused business or you use AI to figure out anything in your life. I see y'all in the comments.
Yeah.
I see it. That's not something we do here. I'm gonna tell you why. I say this every time, and I realize that some of y'all don't care. Some of y'all are like, F that noise. I'm going to do what I want. And I'm not your mama.
That's right.
I'm not your boss. I can't stop you. But over here, I don't recommend AI because it is destructive to Black communities. They are poisoning the water. Mm-hmm. They are poisoning the earth, the air, and they're not doing this in white communities. They're doing it in Black communities. Mm-hmm. The water coming out of the sink is brown. Y'all saw what Flint went through. And don't stop and pause when these AI companies are building these things that are destroying Black communities. Remember how no one in Flint could sell their house? Mm-hmm. Probably still can't because they still don't really have water. The use of AI is extracting wealth from Black communities. We can't talk about wanting generational wealth in the Black community and support AI. Support generative AI in the way there are ways where we just can't. AI isn't everything. When I close this program, it's automatically going to ask me, do I want to make an AI clip of this? I'm going to tell it no, but it's just a button to press. It would be so easy just to press yes. Do it for me. It's extracting, it's making Black people sick, right? Because they don't have clean air, clean water. It is extracting wealth from Black communities because they're not going to be able to sell their homes. Their homes are valueless now, or they're going to be soon, right? And half of it is just slop, and the other half is psychotic. You don't have to agree.
And stolen. It's stolen.
It's stolen. It's stolen.
Someone else's work product. Spat out in an unintelligible and sometimes just inaccurate way. Someone else took the time to make a blog post, make a video, answer a question, and AI has gone through and extracted all of that information and now spits it back out at you without crediting that person, right? And without even understanding it. AI has zero life experience. If you wouldn't ask a 3-year-old this question, a 3-year-old has more life experience.
Yes.
Than AI.
It's wrong. Okay, I think the thing that really bothers me is the AI answers be wrong. And then y'all ask them another question to get them to correct the wrong, instead of just being like, you don't know what you're talking about. There's like the digging to get it to give you the right answer. And I'm like, what? Google using minus AI, which I hate. I think I'm gonna move over to DuckDuckGoose. I hate that everything of mine is on Google, so I hate that I have to do that. Yeah. But every time I forget to write minus AI and I get an AI answer, I'd be so mad. Bitch, I didn't ask you that. Show me the resource you've been showing me for the past 20 years. Show me that, right? Lead me to someone else's information. Show me the source. Y'all, we're losing primary sources.
Yep.
Y'all just quoting things with no primary source. This is not what we're supposed to be talking about today. But
it works.
I'm not going to recommend an AI nothing for you.
That's right.
Ever. I'm not going to say, ask AI, ask ChatGPT, ask Claude this question. It don't know nothing. It's going to give you a wrong answer. If it gives you any kind of answer, it's a stolen answer. And it's slop. And it is these data centers are destroying Black communities.
All of that. So if you bristled at me talking about AI sex robots coming, but you asked ChatGPT to plan your move abroad, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, this is the same two sides of the same coin, right? Okay. Human people with human life experience can help you with things that a thing programmed by some of the worst people in the world. AI is also another point about AI. The people who program this stuff are the worst people in the world. They've already proven to us that these white men are horrible people. They're the ones who have programmed how this thing is going to act, what it's going to steal from, who it's going to steal from, what answers it's going to give you, what perspective, what point of view it's going to have. they have already proven that they're horrible people. You are going to AI to get answers from a thing that is programmed by the devil. You are asking spawn of Satan to help you with your life. Please stop, friends. Please stop.
And listen, if you don't want to stop, you don't want to stop. But don't expect us to promote it over here.
Yes.
The number one, when we asked for speakers, we did our speaker search for the summit, the largest bucket of people with of a topic, the largest topic was AI something. And it was like, I can't in good conscience, we all have our different borders. I can't in good conscience recommend that Black people start working in areas that are destructive and harmful to Black people, that are intentionally destructive and harmful to Black people.
That's right.
Listen.
So I think that whereas I see Halisi's question about, so what about algorithms? I think this is why people and groups are moving to places without an algorithm. We've moved the Facebook group from Facebook to Heartbeat, no algorithm.
No algorithm.
There's no robot, there's no AI telling you what to see and what not to see.
Mm-hmm.
We've moved the community over there because everything is there, and you don't have to worry about the algorithm trying to tell you what to think about a thing, or trying to feed you information, or try to sway you or persuade you, which is what algorithms do. I think that there'll be a time when even our YouTube videos aren't on YouTube anymore. So far, YouTube is an algorithm that I'm not too mad at. It's not super helpful, but I do click on the subscriber tab now more than I used to. I used to just go to my homepage. Now I go to the subscriptions page and look at the people that I've already chosen to hear from. And I think that there will be a time when we don't deal with YouTube anymore because the algorithm is so dirty, right? These are things programmed by the worst people to influence us in a way that we have not chosen to be influenced or manipulated or swayed, right?
I think for me, part of the struggle, and we're gonna get back on topic in a second, but part of the struggle for me is that we see the responses that the Twitter AI Grok gives. And they are white supremacist answers, they're lies. Elon Musk would win in a fight against Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we can see that this AI is programmed with an agenda in mind.
Mm-hmm.
We can see that it's lying intentionally. We can see that it's programmed with an agenda in mind. And y'all think them others aren't?
Right.
Y'all think ChatGPT isn't programmed with an agenda in mind?
That's right.
Y'all think Claude isn't? They're all, if Grok can be manipulated to say what the owner wants it to believe, and people are out here hallucinating and acting like, well, Grok said it, so it must be true, which I think is happening with ChatGPT. You think this is neutral? You think there's no hand on the scale over there as well?
Yeah. Okay. Please. I would love y'all to be a little more suspicious. Okay. A little more suspicious of this stuff. Thank you. Yeah. So how does this tie in? So that this means that we're in a time of AI and algorithms and stuff. That means that there are certain jobs, certain ways to make money that won't necessarily exist later if AI keeps going. There could be, who knows, there could be an AI upheaval, a revolution, and we may reject it. That I don't think it's too late for us to reject it. But if not, there are some things that are disappearing, but there are also some things that I think will be strengthened. And I think that can we talk about a couple of things that we think will be strengthened if people lean more into AI? I think that individual communities like the Exodus Summit community, having a place away from an algorithm, I think will be strengthened. I think that there will be people who are looking to get out and get away from these things. And if you have a community, whether it's related to something like teachy, educational, or just related to something community focused, having that in a place where there's no algorithm involved, where there's no, where you just see what people post, I think that that's going to be on the rise.
I think you're right about that. I was reading the comments. Let me see what else.
I want to say this as far as social media, I tried Snapchat. Snapchat has, you can use Snapchat without an algorithm, so Instagram tells you what they want you to see. They show you what they want you to see. Snapchat you can use Snapchat without being influenced by an algorithm. But I don't know how to use Snapchat. So if anyone wants to be my Snapchat tutor, help me. This time last year, I was using Snapchat. I used it for maybe 2 weeks. No, February. And I couldn't get it. So I could use a Snapchat tutor. One of you millennials, please help me. Because that's what I want to do. I'd like to do less Instagramming, more Snapchatting. I would like for the people who say, hey, we'd like to hear from you. We're followers because we want to follow along with your day. I would like for that to happen, but I don't understand it. It's hard.
I don't even have an account on Snapchat. I've never been on there. Yeah. I don't think I even saved my name or anything. Don't do that now.
You better go grab it now, girl.
What you gonna do with it? What you gonna listen? And I won't be buying it.
Rashida don't mind being different names on different platforms.
I surely don't. Anyhow, I realized that when I'm on Instagram, Instagram used to be a good app.
It used to be fun. Yep. It used to be super fun.
It used to be a good app. And now here we go. Anyway, okay. So what's a job or a way to make money that you see Black women doing and you're like, yeah, I like it, that they can do overseas?
I have a lot. I'm going to go with virtual assistant because it's a thing that I did and because it's a thing that almost everyone has a skill set to do, has the ability to do. Virtual assistant is just what it sounds like. You're someone's assistant virtually. Instead of being their assistant when your desk is right outside of their office, you're their assistant on the laptop. You're on the computer. There are virtual assistants who specialize in things that we used to call freelancers, right? There's a lot of overlap. So there are people who are virtual assistants, and what they do is like more technical stuff. But there are also virtual assistants who answer email, right? Who handle your calendar, who do the things that you want a personal touch on. We pay someone in the Exodus Summit community, we pay someone to go to our YouTube channel and reply to comments sometimes when we don't have the ability to do it, right? Virtual assistant can be what you say it is. I was told, Rashni Glamazzini, she told me I needed a personal assistant. She said, listen, you're too many balls are dropped here. Okay. You need a personal assistant. And so yeah, a virtual assistant can be almost anything. Any skill set that you have is probably virtual assistant worthy, right? Or a virtual assistant business in the making if you wanted it to be.
And a lot of what looks like a lot of what could be called virtual assistant could be something else. You could just be a scheduler. You could be someone who's like, I will manage your entire 4 or 5 clients. I will manage your entire schedule. I am a scheduler. If like virtual assistant is too broad or vague for you. I think sometimes people think about like you were alluding to before. People think about virtual assistant and they're like, I don't really know how to assist people, but you know how to do one thing, right? And you could do that one thing for a lot of different people. And you can call yourself a virtual assistant, or you could call yourself an inbox wrangler. Stephanie would hire you right now.
Help me. Yep.
I will keep your inbox under control.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. So being a virtual assistant is when house sitting plus virtual assistant is how I was first able to not have a job. Well, I guess first was living off of my savings. I had enough savings for 1 year. This was September of 2015, right? And then September of 2016, I'm out of money. But I want to go to South Africa. I went to South Africa February of 2017. I need the money. And so I was a house sitter and a virtual assistant. That meant my expenses were low. And virtual assistant is how I ate, how I put food in the cart, in the basket. I did emails for coaches, lead magnets, and landing pages for coaches primarily. But I also did a whole Instagram campaign. I made, I think maybe 12 or 15 Instagram graphics for some organization, some charity. I can't remember, something about one of the cancers, one of the cancer charities, a local cancer charity. I also ghost wrote a couple of different projects. I ghost wrote an ebook, a small book, right? I did all of those things under the virtual assistant umbrella, because those were my skills, or skills that I could learn quickly, and those were things that people needed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you have a skill set or if you either have a skill that you already know people want, or if you have a group of people in the world that you want to serve and you want to find a skill that matches those group of people, then I hope that you'll join us in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge that Rashida and I are doing inside of the Exodus ASAP membership that starts on January 6th. If you need to get clients for your thing, you have an idea, even if the idea isn't fully formed, fully fleshed out, even if you're not sure, how much do I charge and how do I get whatever, even if it's just a vague idea, or if it's a fully formed business, you just aren't getting clients, join us in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. The most important thing about a business is the money. All the other stuff is less important than getting clients to pay you for your service. And in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge, we work Black women through that exact process. We teach you how to get clients on a repeatable system. That repeatable system, I'll tell you right now, is creating an offer, making sure that you have a message related to that offer, and delivering that message in front of other people's platforms. You don't even have to have your own platform yet. You don't even have to have your own YouTube channel or your own newsletter or whatever. You find people who have a relevant audience. You create a message that's relevant to that audience that teaches them something, and then you invite them to work with you. You've seen it done over and over. Every podcast episode you've ever listened to uses this system, but you don't know how to use this system because you didn't even recognize that it was a system. This is what we teach in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. We used to teach this for $697. This challenge used to cost $697 per person. And we have some repeat students.
Mm-hmm.
But now we do it inside of the Exodus ASAP membership. If you join Exodus ASAP, right now it's $247 for a full month. If you join Exodus ASAP, the challenge is included. And we start January 6th, where classes are Tuesdays and Thursdays in January.
For 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. 6 sessions starting on January 6th, starting on that Tuesday, then Thursday, then Tuesday, and Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday.
You don't have to attend all the sessions live because the replay will be there, but it's good if you can make it, because we do live feedback. Amina paid the $697.
That's right. She sure did. And that's how we know Amina, and that's how we started working with Amina.
Yeah.
Right?
And she's doing a challenge. Now she's our admin. She's one of our virtual assistants in the larger sense. She'll be in the challenge, not paying for it. See how it pays off? There's also a huge benefit to being, if you want to grow your business, especially if you want to serve people in the Black community, there's a great benefit to other Black people knowing what you're doing, right? Because they know they know a client for you right now.
Yep.
They know someone who needs your help, whatever it is. They know someone who needs it. And that's really invaluable. The challenge is, like we said, we meet 3 times, we give feedback on what you create during the challenge. And there are a lot of women that are here who are challenge alumni.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they'll tell you it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Especially being included, because it's included now in Exodus ASAP. And Exodus ASAP is where we host our PSAP protocol, our 8-step process to help you move abroad.
Yeah.
So if you want to move abroad, that's why this video is for Black women who want to move abroad, because that's who we're always talking to. If you want to move abroad, you get all the information in the PSAP protocol, and you get the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge, all included in the $247 a month. There's no trick. I know we said it's $697 before, we included here, because we don't believe in doing 2 things at the same time.
Either we never do the challenge again. Because listen, who's gonna find the time?
Who? You think we gonna coach in the membership, in the ASAP membership, and do Get Your Next 2 Clients? Nah, dog. We got to do one or the other, and we don't change the price for the month we do a challenge. It's just something that's included.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So we've talked today about a little bit about virtual assistant work. We talked a little about consulting. We talked a little bit about consulting and freelancing, I'll say. Mm-hmm. Oh, I have another one. Okay. And we're going to talk about some more work related or job or business ideas for you. Mm-hmm. If one of these, perks your ears a little bit, come on and join us. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Let's go ahead and start making progress. Because there's never going to be a time when you're like, oh, it's the perfect time to do this now.
And I think that's the thing that I see as the roadblock I think the biggest roadblock I see is actually just starting, right? Like, because a lot of times whether that's in our business or move abroad or anything, a lot of the things we're doing when we think we're starting are just busy work or distractions, procrastinating, but not actually getting the thing done. Like, you're like, I can't start my business until I get my trademark. My LLC filing is a month away, so I can't become a virtual assistant yet.
So you're saying we should not spend years and tens of thousands of dollars before we make money in our business?
I'm saying, I'm a lawyer, but I'm not your lawyer. Thanks. I'm saying that a lot of times the work that we think is prepping us for our business is wasting our time. Mm-hmm. Right? Because if you're like, I want to be the person who washes dogs while I walk them, and that's going to be what my company is. And then you're out there and you got to trademark the name before you start. And so you're like, Wash and Walks by Wally, right?
I like it.
And you get out there and you realize, don't nobody want their dog washed and walked at the same time. They want someone to take that dog 2 different times. Please. Please, I need a little break from Cujo. Go ahead and take them. That nobody's wants washing and walk. Washies, walk and walk, washes, Wallies. I can't even say it.
Nope.
Don't learn after you've done all this work that there's no audience. There are no clients, right? Find out whether there are clients before you do all that work.
That's right. That's right. So the stuff that you're going to spend money on, those are business expenses. Okay. I'm not only am I not your tax attorney, but I am not a tax. I don't know anything about that. Okay. But these are business expenses. And so they should come from the business profits. Okay. Right. These things that you're going to spend on the business, they should come from the profit, not from the pocket. They shouldn't come out of your pocket. They should come from the profit that you make in the business. Make money first. Let's make some money.
Let's make some money. Can we talk about people who get our good advice, our good quality advice?
Yeah.
Because we're very good coaches.
We are.
And then don't listen to it? I'm not. Putting somebody on a Summer Jam screen real quick. I haven't started my YouTube channel because of this. I think that's supposed to be imaginary content calendar. I think. Anyway, we told her at least 2 months ago to drop the content calendar. She was like, I have to create a content calendar first. And I was like, you actually don't. You can just create content.
This is the thing about the planner. Okay, listen, I'm going to shake the table, okay? These planners, okay? And the planner industrial complex got y'all effed up, okay? It's got you planning your life away instead of taking the next step. Take a step, okay? Put the planner down. Put the planner down. Do a thing. And do another thing. Them planners got y'all in a chokehold. I want 2026 to be the year that you don't need your emotional support planners, okay? You need one thing. You need to do it, and then you need to go back and do another thing. Thank you.
Oh, success loves speed.
Yeah.
Yes. I think also about, oh wait, no, this is what I'm looking for. A doer will always outperform the thinker. Yes. Yes. Also, for those of y'all thinking about starting a YouTube channel or whatever you're going to do, I'm going to come back to YouTube in a minute. Those of you thinking about starting a YouTube channel, you don't need a content calendar because nobody's going to be watching that content, girl. I'm so sorry. Nobody's watching your first 10 videos. Just put up a video. Just put up a video. Get the reps in. Get your reps in. Nobody's watching your first video. Some of y'all be like, I said in this video. So until I go back and I edit that out, I can't upload it because it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound professional. Nobody's listening. Nobody cares. No, your first 20 videos, nobody cares. Nobody's listening. Nobody cares. Put it out there. The audience will grow. You'll catch a new fish each time, right? But you don't have to make your first video perfect for the 10 people who are going to watch it.
And the things that you write down in your planner, the video ideas that you write down in your planner are uninformed, right? You need the data that comes from making videos and getting feedback on those videos. What's in your mind is not what people want. The things that you have in your mind to do. When I started my YouTube channel, oh my gosh, I was going to make so many videos about luggage and packing cubes and this versus that. Nobody ever asked me about luggage. Nobody ever asked me a question about luggage. What you think people want to hear is not what people want to hear. You got to get some stuff out into the world and hear what they have to say about it before your content calendar makes any sense. Now, I do host a content calendar workshop every year. I host it every January. I'm going to do it again this January. But nobody cares about the ideas that you come out of thin air with, right? The video ideas that you sit down with your calendar and your different colored pens and your little stickers and you write out, then nobody asked you for that video. But you don't know what videos people ask you for until you put some videos out into the world. 2026, okay, free yourselves from
it. Just do it. Okay, so I just went back to my first videos. Stephanie brought them up yesterday because she's a hater.
No,
you don't have to do that. It was hateration. Yes, it was. Any hoodle.
Nobody.
Those are 70. I've had those videos up for 7 years. In the last 7 years, those videos, the first 10 videos have on average around 250 views. I have almost I've been staring 50,000 subscribers in the face for a solid year now, but I have almost 50,000 subscribers. Those first videos have less than 300 views for each of them, on average, like 250.
Yep.
Ain't nobody watching them videos, girl. Move on. Also, related, a way that people think they can make money that's not going to make them any money, YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube being monetized, people act like being monetized on YouTube is the holy grail. I want to knock some sense into you about that. It's not. It's unlikely that you're going to consistently pay your rent no matter where you're living with YouTube. Especially not in the first year of being on it.
No.
Especially even if you've been monetized for a year. It's just unrealistic.
You're going to make the money from the other things that you do, right? From your Trusted House Sitters affiliate link, right? From your community that you have, or from your offer, from your consulting business, from your virtual assistant business. You're going to get those people from YouTube probably. But the YouTube money itself is not, it's going to be low on your list of where's my money coming from. Low down on that list.
No, I'm 7 years. I've been monetized for at least 4 years, maybe 5. I don't know. What is time? I don't know. I'm not hitting $1,000. There are months this year where I didn't make $500. Mm-hmm. I come live to you every Sunday. There are months where I don't make $500 on YouTube.
Yep.
I have almost 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I can't live off $500 a month.
And yes, there are.
What would I put in the art bucket, right? Like, where's the money for the art?
Yep.
Right? Like, it's so easy on YouTube. I think that anything you see, you can achieve. I believe that. What I don't think a lot of people see is the work and the team and the effort that goes into those big channels that are making millions of dollars, even the channels making thousands of dollars. If you're making 5 figures on YouTube a month, you're probably supported by a team.
Yep.
And you may not have a team right now for YouTube, right? If you want $500 a month for snacks, YouTube is my snack money. It's not even my going out to dinner money. I've had $300 months this year. Because you can't control it. The algorithm is going to do what the algorithm is going to do. Control. You have no control. The algorithm is going to do what the algorithm is going to do. Mm-hmm. If YouTube is like, we don't really want to talk too much about moving abroad this month, and suppresses your videos, I could cry about it. Or I keep making more videos. No, but in another month, it's going to be sending these videos to everyone. Mm-hmm.
Even if you had the highest, even a high view month may not be a high money month because you don't have any control over what advertisers pay. Mm-hmm. I have sometimes the same videos for 1 week, they might make X dollars per 1,000 ad views. Mm-hmm. And then the next week they're making half of that. Advertiser pay rates is something YouTube negotiates. You don't have a say over that. So even you could possibly have the best month and make less money than you made last month. You know what I'm saying? You don't have control over that. That's why most YouTubers have some other income related to their channel, right? Some other thing that they do related to their channel.
And you'll hear them talk about it. Like we just talked about the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge.
That's right. I have a thing that you're not going to make money with, I think.
Okay.
I think it's merch. I think it's physical products. Unless you're physical. This is not everyone. Because girl, I just saw you, Rashida somebody posted on Threads about various body butter reviews, and Rashida was like, "Thank you." And then, girl, I went and bought one of the body butters was a Black woman, Hannah.
Oh, which one? Hannah was a Black woman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was Asian because you know how
I
it's
know
Korean.
it sounds Asian. She has a little set of 3 for 12, 3 minis for 12. I just ordered them, right?
Oh,
So I'm not saying
go
physical
ahead, order
products.
some more for me.
Oh, I didn't order two. I didn't order.
I'll just take one of yours.
It's
one
not
of the
too
mini.
late. It's not too late for me to add to it. We'll see. Shipping is funny now. We'll see how it's. So, but I think that something like I sell t-shirts, I sell mugs. I think that that's probably less money than you think it is. Right? That's where we are right now, right? It's probably not going to be the thing that you think it is. Unless it's if you're just me making these jobs ain't loyal t-shirts, okay, then the dough is not rolling in. Now, you may have a full brand and there's a way. We don't see it.
I don't know any brands. Talking about t-shirts, every time one of you beautiful Black women puts a design up on the internet, there is a dupe coming out of China in 2 business days, maybe even the weekends. Every day is a business day, I guess. I don't know.
That's right.
Every time I see someone with a shirt underneath, in the chat, comments underneath would be like, especially on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter anymore. So my memory of old Twitter was, here's where to get the shirt. Here's where to get the shirt. And it's all these different links to different dupes of the and I'm like, if everyone could just buy the dupe for $3, how are you making any money off of?
Yeah. And people are this is okay. So while I'm shaking tables, most of us, our graphic design skills are not at a place where people want to buy our merch. Okay, that's me included. We don't. I think, and you're not, unless you are an artist. Okay, this is separate from artists. Okay, artists I think should have merch. I would love if some of these women I can't afford their stuff. Can you put that on a t-shirt, please? I'll buy it. Please put it on a mug. Thank you. Okay. But I'm talking about everyday people who are not artists. We probably don't have the skill set to make a thing that will sell well. No, I still got merch. Exodus Summit has merch. I still have merch individually, but I don't think it's going to be you're not going to eat off the merch.
No. I want to go back for a second. Ugh, computer hates me. Go back for a second because F Doctor said consistency is key. Steph posts live every Saturday and has gained 200,000 subscribers over time to start and have other rivers of income sources. Sound advice. I want to talk for a second about consistency, and I'm going to see if I agree with you. Go for it.
Consistency is not a growth strategy. Consistency is a way to nurture your community, your audience, your friend group, whatever. Consistency is a nurturing strategy, but it's not a way to grow. I just watched a video over the last few days from a man who had posted hundreds of videos and he had 60 subscribers. He's a military man talking about his life after leaving the military. And he's posted hundreds of videos and he had 67 subscribers. Consistency is not a strategy for growth. It is a strategy to nurture your community. If the only time I made a video was when I wanted somebody to buy my merch or somebody to come to my challenge, that wouldn't help. That wouldn't work. Nobody would know me. Nobody would like me. Nobody would trust me. Nobody would be interested in what I had to say. But consistency is not a pathway to growth. Is that what you were thinking, Rashida?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. That Stephanie and I talked about this the other day. Our subscriber count has barely changed at all this year.
Mm-hmm. We've been hella consistent.
I'll give myself mostly consistent because y'all know I love a good vacation. The subscriber count is not changing, right?
Yeah.
What? But subscribers are, I'm not going to say overrated, but not the real That's not where the value is in YouTube.
That's right.
So just that like consistency in a lot of ways is helpful, right? Showing up to your business every day is helpful. Showing up and being visible when you have something to say, helpful. But on a just talking about YouTube, just talking about the consistency of just showing up, it's not going. That's not what grows your channel.
No. One of the things we talk about in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge is getting your stuff, your message in front of other people's audiences. Or that is the challenge. That is the challenge. Getting your message in front of relevant audiences, that is a way to grow, right? That is a way to grow. That's a way to get clients. It's a way to grow your own channel and your own platform. But consistency is not that. That's not the same thing as consistency.
All right.
We're doing a hell of a job. We're doing a great job coaching today. Listen, y'all are getting good info today. If you don't know, if you've never gotten good info from a YouTube video before, you've gotten good info from a YouTube video today. So make sure that you liked this video. Make sure that you are subscribed to Roshida's channel. You might think you are, but you might not be. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that send button or share button. Hit the share button and share this somewhere because this is good stuff we're telling you.
Quality. All right. We've been talking about Move Abroad Money. This year, our Exodus Summit theme was more Move Abroad Money. Exodus Summit is an event that Stephanie Perry and I host every October. And we did in 2022, hosted a summit about Move Abroad Money. We did more Move Abroad Money in 2025 to talk about different ways Black women could make money. If this is something that you're interested interested in, you can still get a replay ticket to more Move Abroad Money. If you were at the summit this year, this is an audience participation moment. Every moment's an audience participation moment, but this one in particular. If you were at the summit this year, tell us either your favorite session or a session that you've already used to make some money, or something that you're pursuing but haven't made money yet, but you're like, this is it. So your favorite, a way you've made money, or a way you're gonna make money because you're gonna keep going. All right, let's see. I this year talked about math, knowing your Move Abroad numbers, and Stephanie talked about YouTube, but the same thing we kind of talked about here, how like ad revenue isn't the goal. Not YouTube ad revenue isn't the goal. Roller Hop Girl says Goddess Mo. She talked about OnlyFans. So we did that in the session. And then Jalen, the dancing therapist, said really enjoyed the session on school and will be using it in 2026. That was Arlen Hamilton's session about how to make money. Because Arlen Hamilton was there this year and she gave the info. What do you remember most about? So she talked about building community, the business of community building. Stephanie, what was your takeaway from Arlen's session?
So Arlen talked about a full flow. She was supposed to be talking about community. She talked about the whole workflow, right? Or the whole funnel is what they call it, right? How to take people from your free or very low cost community into your higher priced coaching program or your higher priced other community even. And that was really insightful, really helpful.
Okay. All right. I've seen people saying they like Adelia's session on dividends, how to make money with dividends. Kay Stewart says she enjoyed the Teach Abroad session, which all of these sessions are worth the price of admission, but that Teach Abroad session, I was like, children, huh? Because if it wasn't for that.
Lots of TEFL certifications under people's belts since the summit. Like lots and lots of y'all. I wish we had a number, but lots of y'all have gotten gotten your TEFL certification since that summit.
Yes. Kicking of Kim. No, the other Kim. Redefining Hustle Collective. Two Kims and
All the Kims are here.
I attended, and the course creation session has done wonders for me. I'm a consultant. I'm launching a 2026 leadership development course for my clients.
Wonderful.
All right, that was with Dr. Sonia?
Dr. Sonia Murray.
Dr.
Yeah.
Sonia. Yes.
I also launched a high ticket item this
Yes,
year.
I see.
From Sonia.
Stephanie Perry
That's right.
used the info from Dr. Sonia's course to create a $9,000 coaching product.
That's right.
Shall you tell us? I know somebody out there is like $9,000.
Right. Well, I know what I know, and I know I know what I know is worth money. Right. And I now have a home where people can come and stay. My vision for my house was a very particular thing. I now have a space to do this. So I now have a $9,000 2-day intensive one-on-one coaching package for not move abroad and sabbaticals, for YouTube and online business things. It's out in the world. It's called Breakthrough House, Business Breakthrough House. It exists because I went to the session in Exodus Summit 2025 and I was like, oh, me too. Right? I know what I know. What she talked about in that session, and in several of the women talked about, was not just what do you know, but in what ways are you undervaluing today what you know? Okay. Lesson learned. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. How would someone find out more information about this coaching product?
Oh, you can go to vicarious.com/breakthrough for information on the Business Breakthrough House, 2 days with me. It can happen in Bogota, Colombia, in my home. It can happen in Bogota, Colombia, in a hotel room, or in your hotel room. It can happen in your city. I can come to you as well.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm so flexible and floaty.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the culmination of a lot of sessions in the summit. A lot of the women in the summit, it's so funny how you can bring together disparate women, disparate people with different topics, and they all can say at some point, they all say the same thing. And all of them, I think every session talked about how we're undervaluing what we know and how we are, how that doesn't serve anybody. So, okay, I got it.
Yes. Carmen reminded us that Rachel Rogers talked. Rachel Rogers was there.
Yep.
Doing amazing work. Here's the thing. A lot of y'all got inspired. And you put your inspiration on a shelf. You just put it out there on the shelf. You didn't do nothing with it.
Yeah.
We do Get Your Next 3 Clients challenge so that your inspiration turns into money. I love inspiration. More than inspiration, I love money. I want to own $40,000 art. And I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to say that. I saw a piece of art. It's $40,000. I want it. Is it mine now? No. Will it be mine someday? Yes, because I'm delusional. And I firmly believe that. Right? Inspiration's not going to get that from me. If you attended Exodus Summit, this is specifically for those that already attended, and you were like, damn, they know what they're doing. But for one reason or another, you don't have clients yet for the thing you want to do, bring your behind into Exodus ASAP, and let's kickstart it. Right?
That's right.
Let's get it done. Get into Exodus ASAP at exodusasap.com. Right? And let's get you the clients. Go from the idea. You got the inspiration at the summit. Right? Let's make it happen. Because I know a bunch of y'all are sitting on the idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I haven't done anything with anything from the summit. I got my dividends. I paid attention to my dividends, and I know how much I got dividends. So I did do something. I'll say that.
That's right.
I'll say that.
That was a daily session.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's perfectly common, I will say, or normal for women to come to the summit year after year after year and not make progress. This is why we've created these new things, right? It's why we do the Get Your Next 3 Clients challenge. 1 year after the summit, we noticed that a lot of y'all had some sort of business thing already and just weren't making the money you needed. So the Get Your Next 3 Clients challenge was born. And then we noticed that some of you would come to the summit and learn from the summit and take action and go move abroad. Next thing you know, you're abroad. Next time we hear from you, you now live someplace else. But some of you weren't taking action in between summits. And so the Exodus ASAP membership was born. You don't have to keep waiting. You don't have to keep living like that. Okay. You don't have to keep living like, it's not right now. I don't have the money to move abroad. So not right now. I'll just come to Exodus Summit 2026. You can say, I'm going to spend this month in January. I'm going to make progress on the protocol, all steps of the move abroad. And I'm going to make progress on the money in particular. And next year could look totally different. You could be one of the people who comes to the summit because you want to, not because you have to. We have women who come to Exodus Summit. Girl, you've already moved abroad. You got the money. Got the money.
But you're like, my friend is there, so I'm going to be there too.
You
right?
just want to be there. You just like it.
We like it, right?
We like it. We get it. We get it. But there are women who come in that category, and there are also women who come because I didn't do anything from last year to this year. So let me start again.
This is us saying it's the time. All right. So Junkett said, I love Arlen Hamilton's. I watched it 2 times. Rachel Rogers 2 times. LinkedIn session. These inspired me to look at my network. It led to a contract that will pay for the cost of the summit and more.
Oh, wonderful, Junkett. Congratulations.
Here's what I want you to know. If you did not attend a summit and you're like, I don't know how I can make money, get your replay ticket for the summit.
Yeah.
If you have an idea, but you don't know how to get, and you're like, this is the thing I want to do, and you don't know how to get the clients, join us in January in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge.
That's right.
Right? That's right. You don't need to have a business to join the challenge. You need to have an idea you're willing to pursue. Right? And we got you.
That's right. We're good at this. Okay. We know a special skill set that we have is doing the thing that's going to pay off the most. Right? Because you could do 50 different things you could do inside of one business. There are probably 50 different steps you could take on any given day. Right? One thing we are very good at is helping you figure out the next step and the step that is the best step for you to take. Right?
The most impactful step.
Yes.
Not the one that requires the most energy. Right?
Yeah.
You don't need the whole content calendar before you make the YouTube video. Quit wasting my time. You don't need to plan out your first year in business. You need a client. Right?
Yeah.
And you may not need as many clients as you think you do.
That's right.
Because your living expenses may be lower than you think they are.
That's right.
That's why in my session, I didn't talk about making money. I talked about doing the math to figure out what it's going to cost to live abroad. Because I had one-on-one coaching with a woman who was like, where does she want to go? Can I live in Panama for $10,000 a month? Or no. Or was that was either the whole living expenses? Love you, girl. You know I mean it. It was either the whole living expenses or it was just the rent. I can't remember which one of those it was. And I was like, so you could be abroad already is what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing when you ask a question like that is you could already be abroad. Because y'all don't be doing the math. Because we're naturally avoidant of things that seem scary. Do the math and figure out how much money you need. That's a session of a summit. And then figure out how many clients you actually need. It's probably less for 2 reasons. You need much less money than you think you need. And you are planning on undercharging your clients. Right. We don't know what you should charge, but we can smell it undercharge.
Yes.
A mile away. I can smell when you're undervaluing yourself.
Yep.
Y'all don't. Anyway, I'm up.
Yeah, well, you could say more about that. Yeah. So the idea of putting a price tag on something, especially if it's something that you've done for people for free or for a nickel, the idea of putting a price tag on it can be very scary. But you need the perspective of, oh, I actually pay for things in my life. I understand that money is an exchange. I understand that I'm getting something in exchange for something. You're not asking people to give you this money for nothing. This is an exchange. You have something to offer. That thing has value. And so it is a thing that it comes up over and over inside of the challenge. And so it's a thing that we'll talk about inside of the challenge because it's necessary. It's necessary to think about money in a different way. There's some mindset shifting that happens during the Get Your Next 3 Clients challenge and during your time in the Exodus ASAP membership that is beyond what the calculator tells you. And that comes from being surrounded with Black women who have some similar experiences, right? Some similar messaging, who have received some similar messaging and who are working on their breakthroughs together. Together, we work on this thing. Alone, it's really hard to put a price tag on your stuff. It can be. I don't want to put that on you if it's not hard for you. It can be really hard, but when you're in community with other people, it's easier because you have other people saying, yes, this is worth something. So every summit, every challenge, we have women say, here's my thing. Here's my thing. Here's a problem that I solve for people, or here's a way that I help people. And we have other women being like, DM, can you give me your email address? Can I take my money?
Can I send you some money right now? Every challenge.
That is a real booster of confidence. Not that you need confidence to take action, but that is a real confidence booster that does happen inside of the challenge.
Yeah. It is a great way, like I said before, to have other women know what you do. It's also a great way to get more confident, right? You don't need the confidence to act, but you do get more confident there, and you get friends.
Yeah. Your circle, your community is about to, your community is about to get a whole lot more fortified, right? A whole lot better. I'm sure your friends and your community and your family today are amazing. I'm sure they're wonderful. But who couldn't use more, right? Who couldn't use a better, more fortified circle? It's about to get awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about ways that the money's not coming. The money is coming. What about the people who want a job? They don't want to be an entrepreneur. They want a job. Say something to them.
I'm okay with that. We're okay with that. If you know that you have a skill set that could link you to a job that will still be freedom, right? You don't want to swap one job prison for another job prison. But there are jobs, I think, that can give you what you want in your life. What we've learned from people who teach people how to get jobs, including our session in the summit this year with Portia, is that your skill set is more important than the job titles. You need to get a clear handle, a clear grip on what you know how to do, including the soft skills, and free yourself from only looking for things inside of one job title. Most of us get caught up in the job title. I'm a pharmacy technician, instead of saying, well, I know how to do this, this, and that, right? You know, customer service, I know on-time delivery of product, I know whatever. And so getting some help from someone who can help you break down what you actually can do and what those things, what other jobs or roles or positions those things qualify you for is really helpful. Portia just emailed me or DM'd me on LinkedIn this week to say thank you and that the Exodus Summit women have been amazing, right? She's really enjoyed staying in contact with the women from our community. She taught our session on LinkedIn this year, she taught our LinkedIn session. And that's what I would say. Traditional job, sure. You can still have a traditional job that gives you the freedom in life that you want. I think it's possible, but I think it's probably connected to you untethering yourself from one job title.
My advice would be you can get a remote job, or you can get a job in the place you're looking for. Often in the place you're looking for, if the place you're looking for, the place you want to move is significantly less expensive, than the US. The pay may also be a lot lower than pay in the US for the same kind of role. Pero there may be other benefits like healthcare that comes from the government or something, or tax, etc. There may be some trade-off. That's what we hear from women who get jobs in other places often. It's worth the trade-off, right? Our teacher in Panama, I think her salary's higher than when she's teaching the US, or about the same. But she was teaching the US a long time ago. But she's getting a home, I believe, and a car and tuition for her son, where it's like, yeah, that those are nice little things, right?
That's right.
If you want to take a job from the US, neither Stephanie or I are ever going to tell you to lie to your employer, right? I know that a lot of people are like, oh, use a VPN, your boss will never know.
They'll know.
First of all, they'll know. Second of all, I never tell you to do something that I wouldn't do. Unless you want a result that I wouldn't want, right? Unless I'm clear that you want a result or you're willing to take a risk that I wouldn't take. You may be willing to take that risk. I can't live in fear that my main source of income is going to dry up one day because they don't realize I'm not allowed. I'm working somewhere where I'm not allowed to work. Those of you in financial services, you can't take that laptop overseas. They coming for you. So we're not going to tell you to do that. But if you get a job that allows you to work from anywhere, I still want you putting some money aside, right? Especially aside for an emergency that might look like losing your job. And not because I think you can't keep your job. I do think that when companies think about laying off, the person who's not doing unless your entire place is remote, and then do whatever you want to do. But if there are some people in the office, they may have a higher chance of sticking around post layoff than a person who's out of the office and unseen is, right? That's not to create any fear in you. It's just to say, like, be prepared, right? Like, number one, you probably don't even need that job. Not where you're going, not with your new living expenses, right? Put aside a couple months of those new living expenses or if something happens.
Yeah.
Now, I'm setting up I haven't had an emergency fund in years. I haven't had an emergency in years. But I'm setting up an emergency fund now in case I get fired from my job. Just in case. In case my boss is like, you know what, girl, I'm tired. In case the business goes under, I'm setting up an emergency fund, right? So this is me telling you to do the thing that I would do as well. Like I'm putting a year's worth of money aside.
Yeah.
Just in case something happens. And I think that's important for all of us, especially if you're working a job. Kim said earlier she feels more job security working for herself than working for a job, right? We saw all the Black women get laid off this year. I'm not saying you cannot keep your job, and I'm not trying to create any fear. I'm saying I love being prepared. Being prepared helps with the delusions, right? Yeah. I can manifest anything because I'm already prepared for it. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Delusional. I got this.
That's the thing that we saw. So it seems crazy. It seems crazy that such a high percentage of Black women are out of the workforce, that were pushed out of the workforce in 2025. But some of y'all were just ready for it, prepared for it. Because like it should, I don't know. Some of y'all were just really, really prepared. Those of you who aren't now, get there. Get there so that you can feel that same peace. There's a lot of peace with Black women today. When there's not to say that there shouldn't be, but it sounds strange to hear that, right? When I talk to Black women, when I see Black women, even Black women who were affected by this mass disenfranchisement, there's peace there. That
Mhm.
comes from preparation, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
get yourself to that same point. If you don't know how, start with the first step. Rashida just told you.
Yes. Yeah. Um, I do think that if you have a job and you like a job, keep that job. Maybe also try a little something on the side.
Mhm.
Try, because we don't know. You may not realize how amazing it can be to work only with Black women.
Mhm.
And every meeting of your week is full of only Black women. And your clients are only Black women. And when I speak into the camera right now, I could be speaking to anybody. But the people that speak back to me, Black women. The people that I allow into my spaces, Black women.
Mhm.
You don't know how good that feels if you've never done it before.
Yep.
It's I run a company that centers Black women. You don't have to.
Mhm.
I get joy daily in that, right? And you don't know how good that can be if you've never done it. There's no white man on my annual review. Done. I had a I had a boss who would not give us reviews, so we all got like the company average because she wouldn't do the work of doing reviews. And then so they replaced her. What was that?
How was she allowed to get away with that? Because that's like part of her job.
They replaced her with a man who did not show up when it was time to do our review meeting. Y'all can guess where that was. Y'all can take a wild guess of where that was. I don't have to deal with that anymore,
Mhm.
right? Because my time is respected. My energy is respected. I've done that, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm doing something else. Even if you love your job, doing something for yourself, having a little extra snack money, like I said,
Yeah.
that extra snack money is nice.
Yep.
My plantain chip bag is large, a large bag of plantain chips. My rum is expensive. My rum is Cuban, right? Like, because I have snack money.
That's freedom, right? That's freedom. Yeah. Yeah. Once you know how to make a dollar apart from a traditional job, you're just so unruly. You are unmanageable.
Yes.
People can't really mess with you anymore. They can't get to you. They can still mess with you, I guess, but they can't get to you in the same way. Because you're like, "Ugh,
What
I will cut y'all loose in a heartbeat."
I saw some man on our joint YouTube channel episode the other day saying like, stop fear mongering in order to sell stuff. And I was like, what are we trying to sell you? Point to it. Point to it. What are we trying to sell you? Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Like there's nothing you can say to me. If you are not a Black woman who I'm already in community with and I respect.
Mhm.
You can't take away my livelihood. Like, you know how people be like, I didn't like what you said to me. I'm gonna find your boss and send
It me. I'm my own boss.
right. Find another name on the company, she gonna tell you the same thing. Might tell you worse. Because I'm the tough one, but I'm also the nice one. She's not as nice as me. Y'all may think she puts on a nice face, but she's not as nice as I
It's true.
am.
That's true.
So what? Right, like there's nothing you can do. And that's the part of business ownership that I really, really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like I don't if someone is causing problems, we're just done with them.
Refund her. Refund her. Give her her money back. We're not working with her anymore.
Get her
I mean,
out of
it
here.
feels really good. Like, seriously, y'all, it feels really good. I know it can sound really scary to have your own business. It's got such a
Mhm.
big word. The word entrepreneurship it's a big word. I don't even know that I would spell it right the first time, right? But it really is just a way to do what you want, right? To live out your own values. It's really a way to set yourself free.
Mhm.
No, it's probably not for everyone, but
Mm-mm.
I don't have an entrepreneurial background, right? Um, and it's been fantastic. It really is wonderful to be able to choose the work you do, to choose when you do it, to choose where you do it from, to choose who you do it with, who you do it for, when y'all meet, when y'all don't meet, where y'all go, where y'all work from. All of that is freedom. It feels amazing. I've had quite a few jobs. I've had quite a few jobs, but I've never felt the security today. Now, I made much significantly less money when I had a traditional job, but I never felt the security financially that I feel today. And that seems wrong. It seems counterintuitive to say that I feel more financially secure today as an entrepreneur than I did as an employee.
Mhm.
But it is what it's the truth. It is what it is. It feels
Mhm.
great. It feels really, somewhere there's a Stephanie who didn't leave and who goes to work still, who's shoveling snow still to go to work. And I'm like, I want her to know that there's another way,
Mm.
right? There's another way. What you know is worth money. What you know how to do is worth money. And there are people who will pay for that thing. And it can be less awful, right? And more good.
Yeah. And like you can have it good now and it can be better. I feel that way about like I didn't know living in the US.
Yeah.
I didn't love living in the US because I had to work to live in that like working, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
cycle. Um, but I didn't have any real problem with like living in America. And then I left America and I was like, oh, this how you do it? Wait, y'all really be siestaing and shutting the laptops in the evening to go be with your family? Well, they can't email you after a certain hour? What?
Mhm.
I had a 2-hour commute when I worked at Uber. When I first got there, I had a 2-hour commute in. And my boss wanted me there from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., which means I would leave the home at 5 a.m. and I would get home at 9 p.m. She worked from home. The only other person on our team, also the white man on our team, worked from home. White woman worked from home. She wanted me there. Leave home at 5 a.m., get home at 9 p.m. And I was like, y'all tried to get me to do this for a pay cut.
Mhm.
No, no, no. I knew that was bad. I was aware that was bad.
Yeah.
I did not know how good it could get, right? Like running my own business seemed scary when I didn't know anything about running my own business. But the way to make it easier is to learn more. And the way to learn more is coaching, right?
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah.
So we've run through a few different like pathways or a few different
Mhm.
money makers, right? From art to virtual assistant and to paid communities
Mhm.
to freelancing to remote jobs. We run through a lot of those things.
Yes.
Each one of those has almost all of those, not the art one, but most of these things that we talked about today have a session inside of Exodus Summit 2025. Look how that worked out. Okay. Rashida asked me yesterday to be a guest on the channel. We didn't come up with any outline. And still, what we did is what we know. What we talked about is what we already know.
We know.
Exodus Summit 2025. So you can get your replay ticket at exodussummit.com. Okay.
Mhm.
If one of the things that you're leaning towards or already doing, but need help or support with is a thing that requires you to get clients online, you're also invited to join us inside of the Exodus ASAP membership for the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge that starts January 6th. Coaching sessions will be in the afternoon. Let's see, I think 2 p.m. on Tuesdays and 6 p.m. on Thursdays.
Yes.
That's what will happen. And then, of course, like Rashida said, you have access to the replays too. If one of those times doesn't work for you, then the replays are there for you as well. You'll have time to get your homework, your assignments into us and get feedback from us in the community. So
You said 3 and 6?
That's what I said.
3
2
and
and
6.
6 is 3 and 6. Okay, sorry. 3 and 6. 3 Eastern time and 6 Eastern time. 3 Eastern time on Tuesdays, 6 Eastern time on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Starting on January 6th for 6 sessions.
Yes. Stephanie mentioned that the art one doesn't have a session in Exodus Summit, but there is a Exodus ASAP session in the replays that covers that. We also do some fun things after the summit in Exodus ASAP. The replays for these are all available. Like we did a session for federal workers that were laid off. They could continue to be in community. We did one with a woman who started a food incubator in Ghana, a woman who runs a wine import business.
Mm-hmm.
So
mystery shopping.
Mystery shopping, yes. So those are all in Exodus ASAP.
Yeah.
So if you join for Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge, you'll have access to the replay of all of those.
All of those. All of those.
Yes. All right. I think we did it.
Okay. Good. Okay, friends, listen. Make your money to move abroad, please. Okay. I don't know how else to tell you. You're going to like it. You're going to like your life abroad. If the thing that you always say is, but how I'm going to afford it, right? I would love to live in such and such a place, but how am I going to make the money to live there? Maybe you need to rewatch this one time, and then you need to take one of the action steps that we've laid out for you today. Okay?
Yes. Yes. All right. We hope to see you in Exodus ASAP. Someone asked earlier if there was a cutoff for Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. It starts out, you can join Exodus ASAP at any time and get those replays will still be available in there. The only cutoff is, do you want to be live? Do you want to be there in the live coaching every day? And if you do, then you need to be in there by January 6th. Like that's, if you want to be there every time. If you want to miss a week or if you want to wait for another paycheck and come in and just do the second 2 weeks, that's fine. You can get the replays of the first. You just won't get feedback on, we do feedback of what is happening that day. So you won't get feedback on the stuff you missed.
That's right.
We expect you to do the stuff you missed. And maybe you'll get feedback from the community, but not from us.
That's right. Okay, friends. Thank you for having me on, Rashida. Oh,
thank you for being here. Everyone, hit the like button. Give it a thumbs up. I will see you guys next Sunday. And if you haven't subscribed already, a lot of you think you're subscribing or not.
Yeah, it's true.
YouTube is a hater.
YouTube is funny. And YouTube will unsubscribe people sometimes.
Does it do that?
Yeah, for various reasons. Yeah. Or sometimes, I don't know. It might be my thumb. It might be the thumb accidentally hitting the button, or it might be YouTube doing it. Somehow I end up subscribing.
You think the option is that a subsidiary of Google is wrong, or you are wrong, and you're going to say it's you? Absolutely not.
Somewhere, somehow.
Absolutely not.
So double check.
Members, I will see you on a live stream in a Zoom in maybe like 15 minutes or so. Everybody else, I'll see you guys next week. It's Vlogmas. The second half doesn't count of Vlogmas. Maybe missing some videos, but we'll do something. We'll do something. I don't know.
You do know that most people stop on Christmas.
I know, but I want to do the whole thing.
Okay.
That was my plan.
Okay. You're encouraged. Be encouraged.
Please. All right. Thank you. Bye.